Hello and welcome to an episode of Break Panel Sports that I didn't think I was going to be making. Um, we just got the biggest blockbuster trade in the history of the National Basketball Association.
This is stupid. This is stupid.
So let me just, well, you know what happened.
This
You
is
know what
stupid.
happened. Lakers get Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. Mavericks get Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 Lakers first. The Jazz are here for some reason. They get Jalen
Sure.
Hood-Schifino, a 2025 second from the Clippers, and a Mavs 2025 second. So Jazz get a couple second round picks this year for I honestly can't even tell what. But nobody's going to think about that unless if the Jazz end up drafting some generational talents with those picks. But at the end of the day, we just watched the Dallas Mavericks trade not just a generational player, not just a top five player in the league, first team All NBA. They traded away their franchise.
Their franchise. They're done. I
When
think
you
they're
th
done.
they're done. You have them as done. So the Dallas Mavericks saw Anthony Davis, right? And I don't know what was going on. I mean, we have some inklings of information now.
Hmm.
And Dallas was saying, so it was just for Anthony Davis's sake. Um, the guy is averaging 25, 12 points a game, 12 rebounds a game. Anthony Davis is having a really good year. And Anthony
Yes.
Davis is an outstanding basketball player. Is he on the wrong side of 30? Well, he's not the wrong. I mean, he's not at the beginning of 30. He's 31 years old. He turns 32 in March. So they traded Luka Doncic, who was 25 years old. And he doesn't feel that young, but he's 25 years old.
He's going to be 26 later this month.
Right. He's not even he's 4 years away from being 30. And
Yeah.
we see LeBron playing at 40, but not everyone's going to do that. And they decided to trade away a generational talent, a franchise, for a center who's now going to play the four, who had complaints about playing the five. He wanted to play the four. And the Lakers said, "You want to go play the four? Let's send you to a place where there's 100 fives. And let's get Luka Doncic." Joel, what just happened?
That was the most ridiculous trade I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I can't think of a single other trade. Maybe like, ironically AD when he went to the Lakers, maybe something
Yeah.
like that. Maybe I can't really think of that many. We were talking about this for a while, and as the night went on, I was getting little more information as to why this may have happened, and I see like, oh, there's concerns over Luka's conditioning because they saw that Luka had reached 270 pounds when he was marked at like 230.
Yeah.
So I could understand like, okay, there's some concern there. You know what you could do other than trading him? You guys, do you own a treadmill? Do you like do you have a dietary plan? You got a bike? Something like you don't what are you doing? Why would you do this? They traded away. Do you realize that the Dallas Mavericks, they traded away their future for the next 15 potential 15 years
Yeah. Let's just say.
for a chance at winning one ring in the next like 2 to 3 years? Here's the thing, like when you think of football, right? And you think about that Rams and Lions trade, people look at that and say, well, I mean, look, it's Jared Goff or Matthew Stafford, and Jared Goff with a bunch of first round picks. You look at what the Lions got. Oh my God, they got Jameer Gibbs, they got Sam Laporta, Jared Goff, they got all these assets from their deal. But we say still though, the Rams won the trade because the Rams won a Super Bowl.
Right.
I genuinely think when you're looking at this trade, let's say Dallas wins a championship in the next 2 to 3 years because they made this deal. I still think you lose this trade by a large margin.
It
You
depends what
traded
happens to the
away,
Lakers.
like you're getting one ring. Congratulations, you get one ring. Maybe that's not even guaranteed. You might get one ring for trading away the best player in the NBA, and he's going to the Los Angeles Lakers. I'll tell you right now, like I never would have thought that we'd see the day where I genuinely think now Atlanta clearly won that trade, the Trey Young trade,
I guess
because
so.
Luca's gone now.
He's still there. Yeah, right. He's not even on the team anymore.
I
But I
would
mean,
never.
before today, Dallas had been winning that trade by a million miles.
I
The Trae Young trade.
I can't believe. I just can't. I can't even comprehend that. Luka Doncic is a Laker, dude.
Yes, he's on the Los Angeles Lakers. I've seen it so many times in 2K. I've seen it so many times.
This is something
So
that you do in the video game.
yeah,
Exactly. This you're like, oh, let's just mess around and like
right.
what if we put Luca on the Celtics? What if we put him on
Yeah.
here?
Turn
What
all the
if we
settings off.
what if we
Now,
traded Stephen Curry to the Heat? Like something
yeah,
crazy that would never happen.
I think the only trade that you can maybe argue is worse than this is the Paul George Thunder trade, the Clippers
Oh,
getting
because
rid
you
of
got
Shea, yeah,
yeah.
for that much. So that's the only thing I could think of. But again, neither team has won a championship. So, but the Thunder look primed to win one within the next five, right? I think if Dallas, so for Dallas, right? Let's say they make this trade and then this year they win a championship. I mean, if the Lakers go out and win 7 championships with Luka Doncic, okay, yeah, you lost a trade by a country mile. But I mean, someone has to try and defend Dallas. You can't really do it. It's very difficult because now they have just a really large lineup that can't shoot the ball super well, and they're relying on an aging Klay Thompson to provide most of their three-point shooting. Kyrie Irving's not getting any younger. This team is old, Joel.
I,
This
I
team
saw
is old.
I saw somebody talking about that. They said like, you look at Dallas side, yeah, this is a fantastic team 6 years ago.
Yeah,
6 years ago, this team is amazing. This team is a literal contender for a
right.
championship.
Not even just a contender. They're likely to win it.
Yeah, they're
Now,
probably favored.
yeah, I'd pick them. The thing is, it's not like, and when you talk about, let's say Luka Doncic or any player for that matter, like you hadn't made the finals, let's say he was struggling in the playoffs. None of that happened. Luka was a fantastic, currently is not in his prime again, a fantastic playoff performer, like consistently, right? Made the NBA Finals, and there were concerns of Luka maybe whining a lot to the officials during those games. You talk about his defense, right? He's still helping you score the basketball at ridiculous rates. The Mavericks are they're not a playoff team without Luka Doncic last year. They're not a playoff team without Luka. They had to, I mean, they had to make trades for Gafford and do what they did. And Derek Lively's a good player, but I mean, I think Dallas. The thing is, they're a really good team right now. They're still a good team. This year, they'll be good at basketball. They'll be a good, but they don't compete with the teams of the West. They're not. They're going to get stuck in the West. When you trade Luka Doncic, right? Let's say I want to trade a 25-year-old megastar for whatever reason. I'm usually not doing it to win now.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
doing it to blow up everything, get a bunch of young assets, and rebuild.
I saw a couple reports that were saying like what you were saying. If they were going for a rebuild, I was like, you might as well just trade Kyrie then at this
Right.
point. I don't
You trade everybody.
I don't know what you're doing. You should trade Kyrie.
Right.
And one of the major things about this trade that I'm just kind of like I'm not exactly comprehending here to an extent is the fact that Dallas offered this to the Lakers.
Yes.
People are forgetting that detail. They the Lakers never thought that Luka was ever going to be available in a million years. The Dallas Mavericks said, "Hey, do you want Luka Doncic? We want Anthony Davis." And I saw a report from Shams last night he was saying that the Dallas Mavericks were never going to trade Luka Doncic unless it was for one player, that player being Anthony Davis.
It's shocking.
That's insane to me.
And again, I love Anthony Davis. This is nothing against Anthony
No,
Davis,
obviously not.
but it's Luca. So Nico Harrison, right, GM of the Dallas Mavericks. The thing about trading a player like Luca, right, is that any team would accept just about anything for him. That's the nature of the player. So
Uh-huh.
the idea of that they got to call the 29 other teams in the NBA. You can do that and see what you get, but the Mavericks know what they want, right? So they say, and I'm not trying to say this is the best thought process in the world. Like they knew we want Anthony Davis. We think that. Sorry, I'm just all caught up from this. Jesus.
It,
Um, they think our best option, our best realistic trade that we can make to help us win a championship. Like, what's your dream trade? Go do it. And they said if we could put Anthony Davis on this basketball team, that would solve all of our problems. We'd win a championship. And I really want to know what Rob Pelinka. I want to know Rob Pelinka's perspective of this Because
Rob,
imagine you get a phone call. You get a phone call. You think, oh, Nico's calling me. What the heck's going on? Yeah. You want to trade who? Wait, like the Luka Doncic, not your one of your prospects. Luka Doncic. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what do you want? Just name the deal. What? Yeah, deal done. I don't even know what you want. Anthony Davis. I don't care. It's a very short phone call for Rob Pelinka, but I'm sure he played it like, I don't know. That's it. It's interesting.
so
It's such. I would love to be him.
they were talking about that last night on Sports Center. I was up until like 2 in the morning just like listening to what they were saying, and
Yeah.
supposedly the Dallas Mavericks offered this trade to the Lakers earlier in the week, like a couple days,
Right.
and literally Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, and all their owners, they all had to huddle up and were just talking amongst themselves for days because it's like we were never thinking about trading Anthony Davis, but we're getting Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
We are getting Luka Doncic doing this. Why would we not?
Okay.
Literally, we know LeBron James is not going to last too much longer in the NBA. We know this.
He's
As
40.
much as I hate to think it, we don't want to think it, but he's not going to be in the league for that much longer.
Right.
What the Lakers are doing is saying once LeBron leaves, we have the transition from literally LeBron James, the go to basketball, to Luka Doncic, the next potential go to basketball.
Yeah.
And the Dallas Mavericks are acting like they won this deal. Baffles me.
I
Just
don't get it. And
stupidity.
they didn't get any picks really. They got a one first round pick. That's the
Mikel
Lakers first.
Mikel Bridges got traded for like 5 first round picks,
Five. Gobert for four. And we
and
weren't even going at that and saying, oh, that's a bad deal. We were saying, oh yeah, okay, they trade a bunch of first round picks. It makes sense. I mean, I
here's
can't even count how many the Clippers traded for Paul
here's
George.
I don't understand. And I understand, like, listen, I would understand it if it's like, okay, there's a player that you want, Anthony Davis. You want to go get him no matter what. I just don't understand why the Dallas Mavericks, if you were going to trade Luka, even though as stupid as it may have been, why not at the very least put him on the trade block so that other teams can go make offers to you? Maybe you get an offer that you were not expecting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something more than just getting one first round pick in 2029.
Make more than one phone call.
Like literally, I would welcome that. I'd be like, okay, Luka Doncic is on the trade block. What does everyone want to offer?
Yeah.
Everybody can offer anybody you want. I don't care. I want to know. They said no. We want to trade him to specifically the Lakers.
Yeah.
I You're speechless because it's like the more we try to analyze this, the more it's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. No,
Right.
that doesn't. Like, I
What's the
just don't
thought
understand
process?
why he would do this.
Again, I've been trying to rationalize it for the past however many hours it's been. But it was like it's not. What time is it? It's like 11:02. It hasn't even been 12 hours,
No,
I
it
guess.
happened at 12:30 last night.
Yeah, it hasn't even been 12 hours, and we're just trying to rationalize it, figure out what just happened, why it happened, and the more that I analyze this, right, like you said, the less it makes sense. So that's why I kind of sat there, and I think our original reaction when this first happened was there's something that we don't know. There's something that we haven't been told is happening. And
Yeah,
it has to involve Lucas Supermax because he was due for $345 million. And there were concerns of the original report I saw was there were concerns of not Dallas's desire to offer him the Supermax. It was Luca's willingness to sign said Supermax, which it that doesn't make any sense to me because why would Luca pass up all that money? Right?
and
Unless if Luca, I don't know his mindset. He might be anti-money for all I care. He
I
might not have been wanting to sign that contract.
I can't see a scenario where the team Luka Doncic he declines an offer from the team that he just took to the NBA Finals
Yeah.
of being literally the highest paid player in the NBA. I don't see a scenario where he's like, nah, I'm not feeling it. I
But
just don't see
for argument's sake, let's just say that's what the situation was.
right.
Right? So in a couple years, Luca's probably going to be gone. Okay, yeah, I make this trade.
I wouldn't make this trade now. I
When
wouldn't make
Luca's
this
injured,
when does he become an unrestricted free agent? Is it this season or is it next season?
I think it's next season. I think it's a couple
Like
years.
2026?
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously the Lakers are gonna they don't have to sign the max anymore. It's beautiful for them. Um, Luka Doncic, yeah, he had a big time deal. So okay, so he's got this year, next year, and then a player option in 26. So he's got a couple years after this.
Like, oh no, he would decline that player option and go get that supermax. That's what he would do.
Right. So let's say he declines the player. So he would probably decline the player option. Right. We get the supermax, but he'd have to get supermax from Dallas.
I
So that's the thing, and he becomes an unrestricted free agent in 27. But obviously,
I
I mean,
feel like Dallas just gave up so quickly. They gave up. They
you
folded.
have years.
You have a good amount of time to turn this around. You have a good amount of time for Luka to lose some weight,
Yeah.
and Derek Lively, he's still developing up there. Like, there's some guys. You got some young cats in this team that could really help out Luka in the long run. Guys who have been to the NBA Finals, they know what it takes to win now. They were facing arguably one of the greatest teams ever assembled. No, no kidding, they were gonna lose. No kidding, they were gonna
Yeah.
lose. It's like, okay, you're facing any other team, you might at least be able to make it a series, you know?
Right.
So don't give up. You made a good run, and you just got rid of the guy who was literally responsible for that entire run.
How does that
Like,
even happen?
I'm sorry, but if you genuinely think that Anthony Davis makes your team any better, you are delusional. You are
Yeah.
so delusional. Your defense is going to be better, sure, but you're going to be reliant on a 30-something-year-old Kyrie Irving now, who's at the back end of his career. Anthony Davis, who in his prime right now, he probably has like what another, like I said, 2-3 years. That's it.
Right.
Good luck. I don't understand it
This
for I don't understand it for Dallas. And as I said, even the best case scenario, Dallas wins a championship. I still think you lose this trade because you don't give up your future like that. Luka Doncic was your future, and you just traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers, one of the most prestigious franchises in sports. He's a Laker now. That's insane.
the Lakers have constantly found ways just to kind of. I mean, I know we talk. We can talk ad nauseum about how awful this was by Dallas for the Lakers, real quick. So they have Luka Doncic and pieces upon pieces, and didn't give up a ton of picks. Gave up one actually. So, and it comes to salary. That's why Jalen Hood Trevino got traded. Whatever. They had to make some moves. Gave up a couple picks. One first round pick.
Mm.
You get Luka Doncic. You trade away an aging player. Max Christie, sure, right? You're not going to miss him. And so they have Luka Doncic. You have Dalton Connect, who's emerged to be a great player. Austin Reeves has been, again, another good undrafted piece. You still have LeBron. The only issue I really see with this team is the five,
Well,
right?
yeah, but even then, it's like I could see scenarios where like they just trade for a center. Like
Right.
if
I mean, they're out of pieces to like really trade, unless if they want to trade. I mean, they have Jared Vanderbilt. I mean, Jared Vanderbilt's a good defensive piece. They're again in an interesting spot where they don't have a true five. I mean, they have Jackson Hayes, who could play, but I don't think this is the last move they make this midseason as they approach the trade deadline.
one thing I will say though, which I don't know if LeBron's okay with it. He's obviously he's just gonna keep saying that we're competing and all this stuff. One thing that I will say, I think the Lakers are trading for Luka Doncic, but that's not to win right now this year.
Yeah.
I don't think all they're saying is, listen, we just want him in the building. And in the offseason, maybe we draft a center. Maybe we go sign another center. Maybe we do a bunch of stuff that, just get another five in here. Well, now we know what we need to do. It doesn't really matter. Luka's not healthy right now. It's okay. He'll get healthy. And then we'll give him that super max or we'll give him a max. What I don't know how that works if he's not eligible anymore because he got traded. I'm not sure how that works.
He's not eligible for Supermax anymore.
Okay, he's not eligible.
So
Yeah, but
The Mavericks completely messed up his money too. By the way,
well, now he's gonna get an extension no matter what it is.
but it won't be that he can't. He's not eligible for the Supermax is a ton of money. He just lost a ton of money through this.
I don't understand how you do a man dirty like that. I just don't. That's insane.
It's right. It's hundreds. It's like over $100 billion that Luka Doncic can't make anymore because he just got traded. It doesn't matter. He's
But
not
the point
eligible.
is now the Lakers are set up so nicely
Yeah,
for the next 4 years.
You got Luka.
Years. I'm talking about years. That's
Yeah,
insane. And oh my, do you understand how much of a superstar that man's gonna be? He's going to Hollywood. That man's
yeah.
gonna be in so many movies. That's
Oh yeah. Oh
Luca.
my
He's gonna be
God.
in so many commercials. He's gonna be such a. He's gonna be on like Jimmy Fallon. He's gonna be on so much stuff now.
He's gonna be awesome. I mean, I'm excited to watch it personally. I mean, the NBA is better when the Lakers are better, and I think we were looking at a future where, like at the post LeBron era, everybody was kind of thinking, okay, AD might still be there, and they would just kind of have Anthony Davis and a bunch of other guys, and Anthony Davis at that point, whenever LeBron decides to retire, won't be, good enough to carry a team to the playoffs consistently. So for LeBron, I know, okay, the guy's 40, right? The guy's 40 years old. And obviously he's defied time in every possible way. But I was kind of thinking this, and I kind of said it as a joke, but I think this extended his career, this trade.
It did.
I would not be surprised if I hear LeBron James heading into his age 45 season.
I wouldn't be
I don't
surprised
I
at all.
don't think he's going to, but it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't because he gets to play with Luka Doncic, because the pieces are so young, and because he'd have another chance at a championship. Because with Luka, you have a better chance at a championship. That's been shown. Luka is good enough to take players, make them better, and bring them to the NBA Finals. He showed that, and Dallas saw that and said, "Nah, I'm good." He got a little fat. I'm good. I mean, 270 pounds. Okay, I get it. Like, did they see what happened with Zion and think that's what's going to happen to them?
Buy a treadmill. I don't understand what's so hard about. Just buy a treadmill. You're a professional. He's a professional athlete. He knows how to work
You
out.
have
He knows
trainers, nutritionists,
what
everything.
it's like. Oh man, you got too fat. We have to trade you. What? You can't. Is he not able to lose the weight? I don't understand.
Maybe the guy's not moving around too much because he's hurt.
Are you kidding me? Get him a little bike. Get him like a little elliptical, something. Like what are you doing? Are
We
you
have
kidding
Ozempic
me?
now.
Put him on Ozempic. Put him on Ozempic. It's just
that would
something.
that wouldn't bode well for being an athlete. But I mean, the thing is, I'd rather have Luka at 270 than 90% of the NBA at 220,
They're acting like they were acting like it's impossible for him to just lose like 20 pounds.
which he
Like it was
would
impossible.
by practicing.
Are
Yeah,
you kidding? Are you kidding me?
it's
Even
just
Zion
going to
lost.
practice.
Even Zion lost some weight. Okay, like
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm I'm not trying to be like fat phobic here or anything like that, but bro, it's possible to lose the weight, and they were
Oh,
acting like it
right.
wasn't possible.
Right. I mean, the guy is going to be playing sports. Forget the professional aspect of it. If you play basketball like every day, 270 is going to turn to 240 really quick.
You moving around constantly. What are you doing? Come on.
So, like the Dallas Mavericks were just tired. Not we're just you know who the lazy one really is here. It's not Luka Doncic. It's the Dallas Mavericks.
It's the Dallas Mavericks. They were impatient.
Right.
They were
They're
being.
they're trading Luka Doncic for potentially because he was lazy and didn't maintain his weight. Right. So the Mavericks have said, I don't like that laziness. We're going to be lazy and trade him and not try to work with him, even though he's a generational superstar.
They said, "Man, this is literally like such an easy problem to fix. It's so
Yeah,
easy. Get him more training, and he's gonna be fine. Get him
right.
down to like 50, 245, something like that. He'll be
Whatever
okay.
works.
Or we just trade him.
We just get rid of him and not
And
get
let's
any
trade
picks for him.
him. It's not my problem. I don't really want to deal with this. I don't really
Yeah.
want to deal with this.
Let's just get AD probably. Sure. I mean, let's just call the Lakers. I know they'll want him. Rob Pelinka will want him. I don't really want to deal with the picks. I don't want to do like scouting. I don't want to do scout. I don't want to draft anybody. I just kind of want to like we have our pick. We have our pick, and then that's it. So I don't really want draft picks for Luca because then I got to pay my scouts.
And yeah, the other thing is like also like I don't want to put him on the trade block and get the best possible trade. It's like
Nah, I
I,
got to talk to people.
let's just talk to Rob. I don't
Yeah,
want to talk to
I
Rob.
like Rob, man. Then I got to call 29 people. I got like, I don't really like talking to people.
I ain't
Let
doing
me
all that.
just let me just call Rob.
I ain't doing all that, man.
It's
I
like
ain't doing
Mad
all
Dog Rooster calling Fat Rob. Let me call Rob. Yeah,
that.
AD. Think about trading him? No. Why would I do that? I'm gonna hang up the phone. No, no, no. I want to get Luca. I don't want him anymore. I don't want Luca anymore. Rob
I
says, "Whoa, that's let's do it."
I genuinely feel like once he said, he's like, okay, just give me a minute, and they took those days to think about it. I guarantee you, all those days, like a good like 70% of those days is just like, why would they do this?
Right.
Is there? that we don't know about Luka.
or working out like the logistics. They were trying to find. They were like, "What are the flights from Dallas to LA? How can we get Luca on a private flight right now? Yeah, we gotta. Can we schedule that with our guy? Like they were. I think they had one quick huddle up. We're doing the trade, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. And then just kind of the rest was what it was.
I mean, it was so they didn't even tell LeBron about it. That's the other thing. They didn't tell anybody. No one knew
No,
about this.
LeBron had no clue. Right. That's the worst part. Is that LeBron had no clue. Luca had no clue. AD had no clue. Luca didn't request a trade. AD didn't request a trade. Sure, there was some drama with Anthony Davis not being able to play the four, but Luca didn't want to leave.
No,
Luca's blindsided by this. Anthony Davis is blind. LeBron was at dinner. The fact that LeBron James, like that's LeBron James, had no idea that this trade was even a thought. We call him Le GM,
the GM, bro.
but he was in Le Dark about that was the
Le-
worst joke I ever made in my life. That was the actual worst joke I ever made in my life.
No,
Uh,
no, that was good. It landed. It stuck.
okay, okay.
It stuck.
Uh, well, hold on.
I chuckled a bit.
You got a little chuckle out of it.
Yeah.
But he was in completely in the dark about this, and that is what surprised me every time. I cannot understand anything about this. I have no I have no inkling of why you wouldn't tell LeBron about this. Like it's LeBron. Can we acknowledge that it's LeBron? I know I've said his name a lot, but how does he
I
not know?
man, I will say like just to give like my final thoughts on this, it's like obviously Lakers are winning this trade. I don't care what happens. Lakers are winning this trade. Luka would literally have to have injury after injury after injury after injury in order for this to like not be a good trade. He has to have like that Joel Embiid stat of like 400 games missed stuff
Yeah,
like it would have to be something like that for me to be like okay maybe Dallas knew what they were doing. I think Luka Doncic is a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a Lakers Hall of Famer. Dallas just royally screwed up. I think even if Dallas wins a championship in the next 2 to 3 years because they made this trade, they are still royally screwed. I don't care. Look, they could have offered 10 first round picks. I still would have said no. I
yeah.
genuinely still said no because I don't think 9 times out of 10 I'm getting a guy like Luka. I don't think I am.
You're not, especially a team that's not going to be in the lottery.
I
These
just
aren't
don't.
lottery. This isn't a lottery. 2029 isn't a lottery pick. Now,
No,
I do have a thought about this. And I know you say, okay, the Lakers get Luka, it's great. Because Luka Doncic won't be eligible for the Supermax. If I'm Luka, right? And I mean, if I love LA, I love LA. But I see no reason in 2 years not to test the open market.
yeah,
I don't think it's a done situation, right? I know we're kind of saying, oh my God, Luka to the I don't think it's a done situation that Luka is going to be a Laker for the next 10 years.
I
I
agree.
I would I think he will I think he's more likely to leave, if anything.
I I
I don't think
I,
we haven't thought about that yet. It's only been 12 hours.
but here's the thing. I just like I don't think I really looked at it through like Luca's perspective of like, oh, would he want to stay with the Lakers? It's the Lakers are not going to let him leave. I don't think the Lakers are
But
going to
he
let.
has all the leverage now.
I
Not really
can't.
leverage, but freedom. I mean, he has the player option. He's the player option. LeBron's going to be gone like, let's just say LeBron has 2 years left, right? Let's just say LeBron retires when Luka would leave. So they could lose LeBron and Luka. And if I'm looking at it, right? So yes, you don't connect Austin Reeves. They still don't have a lot of depth. They don't have great depth, young depth. And I'm not saying I don't think Bronny's going to develop into a superstar. Let's say, right?
Mhm.
So you lose LeBron. Who's the two for Luca at that point? Nobody. And I know that there's still trades to make and everything, and obviously draft picks can change everything and whatever. But why would Luca? I don't know what Jamal Murray's contract situation is, but let's say he's going to leave, and you have a spot open for Luka Doncic on the Nuggets. It's still very possible, right? Milwaukee. Let's say Dame's contract is coming up. Luka and Giannis could still become a thing. He could be a free agent, and it would be the biggest bidding war in the history of the National Basketball Association. I would be excited for Luka Doncic free agency. Oh my God, it would be the most. It would be like LeBron decision. It would be nuts what we'd see.
That would be absolutely insane.
This is already, besides LeBron to the Heat, the biggest NBA move of our lifetime
Oh yeah.
by far. It's like that. It's LeBron to the Heat, this KD to Warriors, and that's the top three. Nothing else compares to the shock value to the. I mean, I texted people I haven't texted in a long time,
Oh yeah, me too.
right? It's like that's just what this trade is. That's what this is. So I kind of see this. I can't see Luka being a Laker for 12 years now. So I'm gonna say that he will not be a Laker for. He'll be a Laker for the duration of this contract. I think he'll leave. I think he will. I don't. So Luka is like he's gonna be in Hollywood, everything, but I don't think Luka is Hollywood in terms of the guy he is. Right? Can you see Jokic in LA for the Lakers? He'd hate it. He would have
Uh,
retired by now.
I just
Luka liked Dallas.
yeah, he did.
Now, obviously, the video of him getting his beer taken away, that might not work out. So maybe he will go to Milwaukee and just drink beer all day.
Oh, Milwaukee. That's funny. Oh, him and Giannis.
Him and Giannis, Luka ripping six packs before the game because that he's a beer guy. Luka's a beer guy.
Hmm.
He'll be like, oh, Milwaukee, yes. But I think that's kind of what I take away from. I take away from this that the Mavericks just got rid of a generational player. The Lakers just traded for a generational player, but I don't know if that player is going to stay. Because again, the money's the same now for
Yeah,
everybody. The money's the same now. So Luka gets his pick of where he wants to go. Is it the Lakers without LeBron and a future that's very questionable in my opinion? They won't have lottery picks. They
I
they they have Dalton Connect, but it's Dalton Connect that guy.
I still can't comprehend that they traded away Luka Doncic. I still can't even comprehend it.
Right, because I shouldn't have to have this conversation with you. I thought is this Sunday, I'm calling hockey games later. I'm like, okay, I got to finish my stuff for that. But now I'm like, Joel, I got to talk to you about this trade. This just completely disrupted all of our weeks.
That was probably the first time ever in our history of Break Panel Sports that you and I both made videos on it on TikTok.
Yeah, because I had we call, a few of our friends we called each other, and I was actually I was playing Marvel Rivals with our one friend, and the
Nice.
game had just finished. I checked my phone and I just start going, oh my god, what just happened? And it's our friend who like doesn't have Shams notifications on, so I was just like, I just left because I said I got to make this video. And then I saw the calls and everything. I'm like, this is just wild.
So
This is
I was
wild.
I was watching TV and I was watching an anime, okay? And I was like
Yeah,
chilling, just relaxing, whatever. And again, I get the notification. I get the Shams. I had Shams notifications on.
right.
And I see Shams say the Dallas Mavericks are trading away Luka Doncic, Markieff Morris and whatever. I don't even care to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Klebo.
And I saw this and I'm like, that this is did I just get sent told or something? I'm like, okay, so I click on it and I see the blue check mark and I
Yep.
see a bunch of people in the comments going, what? Whoa, wow, what? And I'm like, and it all says like, like posted 2 seconds ago, posted 3 seconds. I'm like, wait a minute.
Nothing.
And I look at it and I'm like, there's just wait, what? And I look at the account and I'm like, this is Shams, right? And I'm like, 2.5 million. Yeah,
That's
wait,
him.
hold on. I think this is Shams.
That's actually him.
And I just got up and I'm like, wait, hold on a second. And I go to my dad and I'm like, I my hands are shaking when I'm talking to him. I'm like, I think Luka Doncic got traded to the Lakers. And he was
Yeah.
like, what? And he was like, are you sure? I'm like, I, I, I'm like stuttering. I'm like, I don't know. Hold on. I gotta call people. I have to call people right now. I have to call people. But the thing was, there was like a good maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Nobody else posted anything.
No.
And I'm like, no, I don't see any. No one's posting anything about this. I'm like, this has to be fit. And then I see Shams post again saying, this is 100% real.
Yeah.
He goes, yes, this is real. And I'm like, I think Luka Doncic is going to trade to the Lakers.
Everyone
What?
thought everyone thought that Shams got hacked.
I'm like, oh, it has to be. It has to be either he got hacked or this is some sort of like weird April Fool's joke. Even though it's not April, this has to be some
Yeah.
weird April Fool's joke. It
It
has
was
to be.
that People knew when Jeff Passan retweeted it. That's when people knew. People were like, oh my God. Or did he get hacked too? Did someone just hack every reporter in the world? No. This just happened, Joel. This is real. You are on planet Earth, and Luka Doncic just got traded for Anthony Davis. Final thoughts.
I I think Dallas royally screwed up. I think Dallas is now officially a poverty franchise. Yeah, they're a poverty franchise now. You traded away your future for a chance at maybe potentially winning a championship because you value defense. And I think even if you do manage to win a championship, you still lose this trade by a large margin. I think
Yeah.
Dallas is absolutely stupid. What's the GM's name? I don't even remember his name. What's his name?
Nico Harrison.
I think you're fired within the next 2 years. I I I don't like him at all now. I really don't. Like I don't really ever go on here and call for somebody's job. This is a fireable offense easily any
Tough to
day
do.
of the week. I I don't get it. I don't understand it. You want better defense? Maybe teach your guys better defense. I don't know what else to tell you. It's ridiculous. This is just ridiculous.
It is. And it absolutely is. And I'm sure that, I mean, this is going to be the story to follow for the next, you know, I guess 2 years of Luka Doncic's contract. But what we do know now is that Luka and LeBron are paired up.
They're teammates.
They are teammates, and we will watch it. And Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, and Klay Thompson are on the same team.
Oh, now I'm definitely gonna be watching like every Lakers game. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So if you, when you talk about the ratings in the NBA, they just figured it out. I wouldn't be
The,
surprised if this was a planned trade years ago, years from now. But it's probably not. This might just be general uh, dumb situation. So,
Adams went up to Dallas and was like, "Listen, I know this might sound crazy,
but if you trade Luca, our
dude.
ratings will skyrocket.
They're gonna skyrocket if you trade him to the Lakers,
Yeah.
dude.
And you talk about the deal we got to sign. It's nuts. But
Be a team player.
be a team player. Be a team player for the league. Be a good owner. Mark Cuban's not the majority owner anymore. I can do whatever I want now. But no, I think it's just general. I don't think anything funny happened. But the worst trade in NBA history has just occurred next to Shea for Paul George. Next to
Hilarious.
that, that's the other one I go to. One first round pick and Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic. How about that? But we'll see what happens going forward. And I'm sure we'll talk about this a ton over the next couple of years or so. But that'll do it for this episode of Break Panel Sports. I've been John, joined alongside Joel. Thank you for listening wherever you're at, anywhere in the car, whether you're trying to understand the shock value of Luka Doncic being a Laker, whatever. That'll do it. We will see you another time.
R.I.P. for this Luka Dallas franchise.
R.I.P. We'll see you later.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Break Panel Sports, and we are here in the beautiful backyard of our friend Jeff. But I'm John.
And I'm Joel. Make sure to look for more on our Spotify and YouTube. We'll see you next time.